Hello, this is Kynosys. This time I made a very special drawer. This time I collaborated with a laser engraver company called IKIER. It's an equipment called IKIER K1 Pro Max 70 watt, and it's not that big, but it can print and cut letters. My workshop is not wide enough to set a location for this laser engraver, so I placed it at the bottom of the sanding base, automatically came forward only when needed, and came up to make it easy to work in a comfortable working position. Pneumatic cylinders were used for protruding forward, and lift tables using motors were used for climbing up. I'll show you how this work is made after I finish cutting the wood. Create a chest of drawers that serves as the base when the top moves. The cylinder is fixed to a drawer consisting of two large drawers, and the lift table is fixed. Make a plate to fix the cylinder. I wanted to put the bond in a bin and paint it elegantly, but it's not working. As expected, it's much easier to spray the bond myself. To fix the air cylinder, I attached the base plate to the side of the drawer. I put several pieces inside to secure it tightly. That's the core of this work. Create a C-shaped structure on top of the drawer and attach a total of 4 drawer rails on the side and top. It's a double-ended drill bit that I use a lot. Dig holes with thin drill bits and dig wood surfaces in the shape of a plate head to prevent the wood from cracking when the bits are stuck. It is especially useful when you insert a piece into the end of a wood. Place the upper plate in the shape of a C on the drawer. The air cylinder is so strong that you can only use one. The reason for installing the cylinder on the left is that if it is installed in the center, there is a loss as high as that height. A total of 4 rails are installed on both sides and upper parts of the drawer to prevent twisting when the upper plate comes forward. The rails on the top also hold the load. For accurate installation of the drawer rail, we need to know the gap between the 2 rails, which is simple. This is half of the total width minus the width of the inner rail. This number allows you to measure the distance between both ends and install it correctly. Simply place the jig where you need it and insert the piece. The upper plate relies on 4 drawer rails to move back and forth comfortably. Install the drawer rails inside the drawer as well. I made 2 drawers. I didn't mark the size in this video because I installed it to fit the bottom of my sanding base. Attach the board to the back of the drawer. Originally I had to do it first, but I changed the order for the convenience of our work. Secure the cylinder. Dig out the part where the L brake of the cylinder is placed and secure it strongly with a piece. The cylinder moves back and forth well. Insert the nipple into the cylinder. The screw on the nipple is in the form of a sausage, so you have to stop it from torque to some extent. You don't have to keep tightening too hard. As the air gun blows into the nipple, you can see the cylinder moving forward and backward. Now connect the shaft of the cylinder to the upper plate. Prepare a perforated wood by aligning the distance from the axis on the wall. The nut came out too much, so I shaved the nut with a shelf. I can dig holes in the wood, but this wood will receive great power, so I left it as it is, and I made the nuts thin. It's a reasonable distance to make a small hole in the outside front wood. The side of the wood to be fitted to the shaft has been reinforced. This is to secure it firmly to the upper plate. When I finished the work, I blew the air gun on the nipple and the upper plate moved smoothly. It is a part called a solenoid. It's a part that opens and closes the air valve when electricity enters the coil at the end. Usually single-acting solenoids are used, but this time double-acting solenoids are used. The single-acting solenoid operates only when the electricity is still connected. However, the double-acting solenoid works when electricity is instantaneously connected. The coil does not have to be constantly connected to the electricity, so it does not strain the coil. When using a laser engraver, double-action solenoid is used because it works for hours. When the air comes in this way, the coils on both sides determine which direction the air will go out. Of course, the operation of the coil is controlled by electrical signals. Connect the air line. It's a simple task of connecting the nipple and the solenoid at both ends of the cylinder. The speed control valve was installed at the back of the drawer for convenience. Install the limit switch. This is a very important task. When the upper plate is fully released, the switch is activated and the lift switch does its job. Install the limit switch on the lift as well. When the lift is raised, the forward and backward switch on the upper plate is disabled. This means that you can only use the forward and backward switch when the lift is fully lowered. It plays a very important role because the upper plate should not be reversed with the laser engraver on it. I've finished an electrical work. No matter how simple the electrical work is, there are quite a few supplies. It looks complicated. Let me show you again. As soon as the upper plate is fully released, the up and down buttons on the lift are activated. Therefore, the lift cannot be raised when the laser engraver is inside, and as soon as the lift goes up, the back and forth buttons don't work. This means that when the lift is up, the upper plate cannot be reversed. It is a system that is essential for safety. I install a wire track to protect the electrical wires. The movement of the wire track is beautiful. Create the front of the station. I engrave the switch parts with letters with IKIER engraver. For the switch, holes should be drilled on both sides of the wooden board. I need many different sizes of boring bits. Attach the reinforcement and install the front. Install the switches. Install the floor plate on the top of the lift. A laser engraver is placed on this plate. Install the front in the drawer. For the handle, I use a wooden product that I use a lot these days. Let's do the switch operation. The limit switch works well. I printed a nameplate for collaboration between Kynosys and IKIER with a laser engraver. The laser engraver station is complete. The place where this station will be placed is the lower part of the sanding base. The wheels are attached to the front of the front so that it can withstand the load.